Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hope for Just One, the YouTube channel for Hope for Just One counseling and life coaching. We offer $65 an hour life coaching and counseling sessions. You can contact us for information concerning counseling and getting the ball running at hopeforjustone at gmail.com. Be more than glad to help you. Be more glad to talk to you. There may be a wait list, so just be patient with us. But the sooner you start, the better. So today I'm here to talk about cognitive distortions. They are the result of our expectations. They are our expectations. And in the last video, I talked about expectations and how they cause us to stay in the old rut of, staying unhealthy, our expectations about how food should be, our expectations of our weight loss, just in general expectations can pretty much damage our life because they limit our view. We're not able to see the full 360-degree view in life if we've got our plans focused just on one expectation. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you had an expectation that a friend was going to give you a ride and you had to be at this doctor's appointment, and this friend has always been there for you. They've never let you down. So you didn't make any other plans. Well, that was an expectation that that person would come through. And the sad thing about it is the cognitive distortion about that was it's all or nothing thinking. So I've got a list of cognitive distortions here. Um, I looked online and I had a hard time finding this one. It's a very good one. I've been using it for years. I went online to find it so I could share it with you guys. Well, I already have it, but I was going to share where to get it from online, and I really couldn't find it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the article, the author of the article, and then we'll start talking about the cognitive distortions. So here we go. So it is by David D. Burns, MD, adapted from Feeling Good, the New Mood Therapy, New York, William Morrow and Company, 1980. This is the best one I've ever used, and it's the one I give to all my clients. Let's see, stop share. And so we're going to go back to the list of cognitive distortions, and we're going to talk about those. So now that we understand that cognitive distortions are our expectations, it's pretty nice to be able to go over those cognitive distortions. So now I've got the PDF article up by Mr. Burns, and we're fixing to go over those. Mm-mm. So now, checklist of cognitive distortions. So we've all been there. We've all had our expectations of how things are supposed to be, and these are the result of those. All or nothing thinking. You look at things you look at things in absolute black or white categories. And when that goes back to that ride, that goes back to that food, that goes back to it must be the way I want it or nothing else at all. So then we also have overgeneralization. You view a negative event as a never ending pattern of defeat. So today you had a donut. It was supposed to be the first day you started your diet. And diet means how you're going to eat and drink and live for the rest of your life. It's not something you just do for a short period of time. So you've got to find the one that makes you happy. Overgeneralization. So now you're going to just give up. You're never going to be able to do it because you're always going to mess up and have donuts. Well, everybody makes mistakes. And if your cognitive distortion was is that you were going to be perfect and that things were going to go and you weren't going to make any mistakes, then that's just a road that leads to defeat unless you're able to work through these cognitive distortions and find out you had an expectation. You had an expectation that you weren't going to have a donut. Mental filter, mental filter. You dwell on the negatives and ignore the positives. So you lost a lot of weight. You're looking really good, except in your stomach area where you've got saggy skin, stretch marks. So you're going to discount. You're not going to be happy with the rest of the way your body looks over just one bad area. And it's not even that bad. You're probably blowing it out of proportion. So that is the mental filter. Discounting the positives. You insist that your accomplishments are positive qualities. Don't count, even though you worked hard, you ate right. None of that counts. The only thing that counts is that you wanted to look a certain way. And nothing else you've done matters until you get to where you thought you should be. And maybe you even found out that your body type doesn't even allow you to get to that place. So now we have jumping to conclusions, mind reading. You assume that people are reacting negatively to you when there's no definite evidence for this. So now let's see, you gained the weight. You're just now returning to the gym after coming to counseling with me. You go back to the same old gym you used to go to. You're about 50 pounds heavier. You see people you know that knew you when you were better, right? When you were doing better, and they're having a good time and they're joking and laughing, and you're reading their mind, thinking that they're looking at you and think about how you just let yourself go. And then once you get down that rabbit hole, once you travel there, you're never able to escape and you'll just leave the gym and never come back. That's why you gotta work your cognitive distortions. That's why you gotta work the REBT. That's why you gotta look at your expectations. Magnification or minimization. You magnify, you magnify your recent weight gain. Maybe you were doing really well. Maybe you were eating right. Maybe you were working out, but you had to go out of town for a meeting and you couldn't find a hotel, and the only hotel you had didn't have a gym, and you didn't take any weights with you like you promised yourself you were. So you gained a few pounds, and most of it was probably water weight anyway. But you're just jumping conclusions, thinking that you've done this before and you're going to do it again, and there's no use in putting yourself through this, and you're just going to want to give up. So now we look at the one I love the most of the jumping to conclusions is the fortune telling. You arbitrarily predict things will turn out badly. Um, you you arbitrarily predict that you're going to go to the restaurant and they're not going to have anything you want to eat, and that's going to be a bad time, and that you're going to wind up eating something bad, and you might as well just prepare yourself to give in. That's a fun one. So magnification or minimalization. You blow things way out of proportion or you shrink their importance inappropriately. So now blow things out of proportion. So maybe you did give up for a week. Maybe you did put on 5 pounds. Maybe maybe it really wasn't five. Maybe your mind's making it worse. Maybe you're driving it up. Or maybe you're minimizing what you've been eating and saying, well, it's not that bad. It's not going to hurt my diet too much to have this stuff. I've been doing good anyway. That's my favorite one of minimization. I think I practice that more than anything, especially with my bad eating when I do it. So now We scroll down to emotional reasoning, should statements, labeling, and personalization. Emotional reasoning, you reason from how you feel. I feel like an idiot, so I really must be one. Or I don't feel like doing this, so I'll put it off. So, because maybe you've had a hard day at work, or maybe you didn't sleep too well the night before, and it's time to go to the gym, and you haven't went already 2 days this week, and you're like just putting it off because you don't feel good. You don't feel like it. You're letting the stress of thinking about having to go to work or letting your emotions and feelings get in the way because you didn't get enough sleep the night before. And you just decide to put the gym off again. And then it's been 3 days now, and then it'll be 4 days. I used to be like that. I had to eventually like just tell myself whether I felt good or not. I was gonna go to the gym, whether I didn't like the people that were at the gym or not. I was gonna go anyway. I couldn't let my feelings get in the way of me losing weight like it had in the past. Personalization and blame. You blame yourself for something you weren't entirely responsible for, or you blame other people and overlook ways that your own attitudes and behavior might contribute to the problem. So maybe you're like not eating right. Maybe you're blaming it on your roommates, you having to share a freezer, or maybe they're, or maybe you're blaming your mother and father for bad genetics and saying that, you can't lose the weight no matter how hard you try because you just have bad, bad, bad genetics. Um, so blaming and taking the blame for other things like, blaming yourself completely for being overweight. Well, maybe you were a young person and your mother and your father or somebody kept telling you to eat and eat and eat, and maybe you learned a bad habit of eating and eating too much, and that weight was put on, and it just now because your metabolism's so slow because you don't work out, you're blaming yourself completely. Well, yeah, you're an adult. Yeah, it's time to change, but you did have someone coercing you to eat and eat and eat and eat. So it's not all your fault. You're not doing too bad, especially if you're trying to seek counseling or trying to lose the weight. Yeah, I'm very proud of you. So now I really wanted to share these videos with you guys, with the expectations and the cognitive distortions. The next video I make is going to be about the REBT and how that method works. And then we're going to either take that video and show you how to work all this with that, or we'll do a whole video where we're going to show you how to put it all together after the REBT. So it could be 5 videos. But then after that, there's a few more steps I'm going to show you guys. And just know that if you can get your emotions and your feelings out of the way, and you can make working out just like a daily part of your life, just like brushing your teeth. Of course, you're going to need rest days, and not everybody's physical goal is to become, really in super shape and all that good stuff. Maybe you just want to lose 20, maybe you just want to lose 30 pounds, but as long as you have your emotions involved, it's not going to work. And hopefully you can find this article. There's a ton of them on the internet about cognitive distortion, but hopefully you can find this one. It's one of my favorites. I've shared it with probably a few thousand people over the years. Um, So if you're really looking for good therapy, if you're looking for life coaching, if you're wanting help just figuring things out, come to Hope for Just One at gmail.com. Send that message. Let's get in contact with you. Let's get it set up. If I can lose the weight, I know you can too. You can do this. You got this. Have a good night.